Hey, I'm Tyler.
And I'm Katie.
You're listening to Not-Stalgia, the podcast that used to be kind of grounded and realistic, but now it's just all about Katie and her catchphrases.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
We've
jumped the shark.
What are your catchphrases?
I am the shark. I jumped myself.
Do you have any, what would be your Not-Stalgia catchphrases?
How do I jump?
How do I jump? Yeah, anytime you play video
me
games.
just going, what?
What am I watching? What's happening?
Yeah, me
Tyler,
saying,
I hate this.
Why would you show me this?
Oh, that's a good one. How much longer is this? I usually cut that one out.
Yeah, you usually do.
I like people to think we're having at least a little bit of fun while
You
we're
make
recording.
me sound really pleasant on the podcast through some creative editing, and I am not pleasant in real life. I am an actual sourpuss.
No comment. All right, Kate, would you like to describe what you're looking at?
I'm looking at the Family Matters Urkel, I Speak My Mind doll.
What do you think? What's your take
I'm
on
kind of scared of it. I'm sitting over here with my feet not even on the ground, trying to stay as far away as I can.
Yeah, you're
from
kind of
this
balled
Urkel doll.
up, balled up on the couch there. Could you read us his catchphrases that are written in little word balloons on the front?
Yes, so he says, did I do that? He says, no sweat, my pet. Ew. He says, he, snort, which I'm assuming is like a... and then he also says, my trademark catchphrase, got any cheese?
You got to hear him, right? You ready to hear him?
Yeah.
Do you want to pull the string or should I?
You can pull it.
You
I'm not
don't
going
want to
near
touch
it.
him?
I'm kind of scared of him.
It's worth noting for anybody listening and not watching this YouTube video, he's in his box. He's perfectly sealed. He's in maybe near mint. There's a little rumpling up here, but he's in pretty good shape. Ready?
Sure.
There's the snort.
Okay.
Oh,
he's just stuck snorting.
Now, I don't know what the
mechanism is.
yeah, that it could repeat. I wonder how it pulls them. Did I do that?
Okay, so here's my question though. That's not what he sounds like, right?
It's a little higher pitched.
Okay, was there ever a time when it was lower pitched?
Could be a function of age. I can't recall. It's been so
That
long.
one sounds like it's dying.
Now swear while I cut. Oh, you know why? Because I drug it a little here. So the way I do know that this is truly mechanical. Watch, I'm gonna pull it slow. I'm gonna let it go slowly. You can speed up and slow down how it goes if you let it go or not. Did we hear them all? Did I do that?
Uh-huh.
Got any cheese? You sure you don't want to pull it just once?
No, I don't want to touch it because it seems like if I touch it, a curse will come out and get me.
The cursed sea Urkel doll.
I've seen Child's Play. I don't like it. I don't know, Urkel style, I'm kind of digging it. He's got like a long sleeve polo. He's got basically the mom jeans from Madewell that are back. It's only the white socks for me that I don't like.
How about the shoes, though? I've owned a pair of shoes like this,
Oh,
and
I don't
you
like them.
have claimed you hated them, but when Steve Urkel wears them, it's fine.
I don't like them on you.
I guess you're not married to Steve Urkel, so
I'm
it's a little
not.
different. What about the suspenders? Now, you like to wear denim overalls,
Yes.
but this is not that. This is
Me.
denim jeans with suspenders, which is a pretty interesting look. Do you know the origin of this doll?
I know that you and your cousins fought over it.
So, yeah, my aunt is the rightful owner of this doll, and we never have gotten an answer out of her why in 1991 she purchased a Steve Urkel doll and then left it in its box in a closet in her house for decades.
It seems like something that would be like a gag gift.
I guess.
You know?
I
Like,
guess.
you get it, and then you're like, haha, that's really funny from the, Office White Elephant Pollyanna, and then you put it in your closet and you forget about it.
She says she bought it. But when we would say, like, why? She's like, I don't know, I just bought it. But then, like, to leave it, I don't know if it's supposed to be an investment or what. But it's from 1991. We'll talk about the show it was on and all that in a moment when we get to the episode proper. But, yeah, my cousins and I would visit, and it was in the room that we would stay in, like the extra bedroom where she was living.
So, like, Steve Urkel was watching you sleep.
To be fair, the closet door was closed, but we would always open it and, like, pull the string and, like, obsess over this thing, even though, Family Matters was like either ending or in syndication. It's not like we were huge Family Matters fans.
Sure.
We just thought it was so funny and so bizarre. And here we are, Kate. I'm still obsessing over it all these years later, now in our
Shocking.
home. All right, you ready to watch Family Matters and
I
learn
am,
about
I think.
the true origins of Steve Urkel and this
Yeah.
TV show?
Let me introduce you to the Urkel doll. He's got my looks, my laugh, my voice, and all. Can I do that? So if you can't have me, get the next best thing. Talking Urkel. I just pull my string. The one and only Talking Urkel doll.
All right, Kate, we've seen the Steve Urkel doll now. I have to ask the question, have you ever seen the television series?
It's a rare condition this day and age to read any good news on the newspaper page. And love and tradition of the grand design, some people say, is even harder to find. Well, then there must be some magic clue inside these gentle walls. 'Cause all I see is a tower of dreams, real love bursting out of every scene.
Family Matters.
You want to laugh? I really liked Steve Urkel. I don't think I'd ever seen Family Matters, like a whole episode of Family Matters.
Oh.
But I'm not going to lie, Steve Urkel, one of my first crushes.
You had a crush on Steve Urkel?
Yeah, why not?
No,
He's really smart.
I don't mean that in a demeaning way. I'm just genuinely surprised. Go on.
He's really smart.
Okay.
He's got distinct style. He's got like some good catchphrases. He's always stealing the show, you know?
Okay.
It's actually, are you the white Urkel?
Whoa. Have you seen his alter ego?
No.
Urkel?
No.
All right, we'll get there. It's featured
Oh,
in what
great.
we're watching today. That might put you over the edge, though, and you might leave me for Jaleel White.
You and Steve Urkel, I think, actually have a lot in common. Distinctive style, needs to be the center of attention, pretty smart, steals the scene.
So you knew Steve Urkel from the cultural conversation and,
Sure.
and memory even after the show was off of Steve Urkel, but you don't think you've ever seen a full episode.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Surely I would remember.
Let's do this. Family Matters, Kate. It ran from September 22nd, 1989 until July 17th, 1998. They made 9 seasons and 215 episodes. Nice long run. It ran for its first 8 seasons on ABC as part of their very popular 2-hour Friday night block, TGIF.
TGIF.
And then its
tell ya.
9th season, it got acquired by CBS for like a lot of money and ran there, but just for one more season. So I don't know if that was a great deal for CBS or what. Just a quick history of TGIF very briefly. We talked about it in our Full House episode. We're going to talk about it in a future Boy Meets World episode. ABC was having, in the mid-'80s, some success running family sitcoms on Friday nights, which later, in more recent memory, becomes a bad strategy because people are like, we go out on Friday night. But for whatever reason, in the mid-'80s, it was a good thing to do to stay in and watch family sitcoms on Friday night. In 1987, 2 of the most popular shows for TGIF started airing, Full House and Perfect Strangers, both on Friday night. And the actress, Jo Marie Payton, she was a recurring character on Perfect Strangers. And then in one episode, her husband is a featured character, played by Reginald Bell Johnson. And that married couple of fictional characters get spun off into their own show, where they're parents and they have children and they're raising their children. And that show is Family Matters. So it is technically a spin-off of Perfect Strangers.
So they're just part of the Perfect Strangers cinematic extended universe.
Correct.
Okay.
I've never seen Perfect Strangers. Have you?
I saw the show 9 Perfect Strangers
No.
with Nicole Kidman looking like a mummy with hair.
Totally different.
Okay.
Totally.
Just
How are women
checking.
supposed to support women? Why are you so mean to Nicole Kidman and her
Listen,
hair?
I don't
guess-
know.
Is her hair what you're being mean to, or the whole rest of her? Because a mummy with hair, the hair doesn't look bad necessarily. All right, Kate, you says the girl who had a corncob doll. Speaking of weird hair. In the first season of Family Matters, Steve Urkel is a barely recurring character. He's only in a few episodes. He's just this really nerdy boy who pines for one of the daughters. One of the, he's age appropriate, and he is in love with her, but she does not requite these feelings. Is that the word?
Maybe return.
He was proved to be strangely popular. Audiences responded really well to him. This happens a lot. It's kind of like when Robin Williams was Mork from Mork on that one Happy Days, and the audience was losing their minds, and they had to give him his own show. So Steve Urkel in season 2 of Family Matters is now a main, like he's in every episode, and he's a member of the main cast instead of just they were going to just have him in like 1 or 2 episodes. As the show goes on for the remaining seasons, it just basically becomes the Steve Urkel show. Like, this is one of those great trivia questions now where you can ask people what show was Steve Urkel on, and not everybody knows that it was Family Matters because it was really just all about him. He becomes very cartoonish. He has catchphrases. He has a dance, the Urkel dance. We're going to see that. That was like viral before the internet. He had a doll. He had Urkelos cereal. Like, he was just so, I cannot describe how popular. And he just became more cartoonish and ridiculous. And because he's supposed to be this like high IQ genius in the show also started to incorporate light sci-fi elements with his like inventions. It was really just a sitcom about just like a nice family and like the day-to-day lives of a family with teenagers and stuff, and became this very strange, like, you're not going to believe what you're going to see when we get to the later episodes.
Urkel mania.
Urkel Mania, Sci-Fi Mania, it's really weird. This show, I saw it a lot. It was syndicated, so it was on somewhere all the time when I was a kid. I enjoyed it. I liked Steve Urkel. I wasn't in love with him, but I liked him the way that everyone in pop culture liked him. It's like, haha, Steve Urkel. Plus, add in that I could go visit this Steve Urkel doll anytime I visited my aunt. So
Was it like enshrined somewhere?
it was it was just in a closet. The way that you like store something on a shelf in a closet.
Got
But
it.
if you slid open the door,
You could
would
see
just
him.
see that it would be right there. You could turn it around and pull the string. We just couldn't take it out of the box. That was the rule. We could pull the string all we wanted. And it still talks. It's amazing. So I saw him a lot. I saw the show a lot. He appeared in an episode of Full House and an episode of Step by Step. So he was just like everywhere, you know.
Got it.
Recently, he was in an episode of Scooby-Doo. They did like a new version of that Scooby-Doo movies thing where they meet famous people, and they did an episode with Steve Urkel for some reason in 2019. His television show has not been on for decades. And supposedly there's an animated Steve Urkel Christmas movie that's been in the works for a while, but it's been getting passed around. It hasn't come out yet or even been made yet. So he's still here. And the last I saw Steve Urkel, he was selling weed with Snoop Dogg. So Jaleel White revived the character to sell marijuana. To get the full flavor of this show, Kate, and how it changed over its run and became completely unmoored from reality, we're going to watch 3 episodes. We're going to start early. Season 2, Episode 18, Life of the Party. This is where the Urkel dance originates. It's still silly, but it's a bit more grounded. Then we're going to go to Season 5, Episode 8, Dr. Urkel and Mr. Cool, where his alter ego is invented, who becomes a recurring thing. And then we're going to go totally nutso and go to Season 7, Episode 1, Little Big Guy, where...
You know, some people say TGIF. I say TGIE. I love my life. Thank God it's every day.
How long were you thinking of that?
Oh, long time.
I saw you disassociating, as you often do when I go over the history, but you were really working on it.
It was either
good.
that or buy stuff online. So be thankful.
Yeah, guys, if you hear the gentle sounds of Katie scrolling, she's buying herself like a pullover from REI or something. All right.
This is a very expensive podcast for us lately.
Here we go.
Please send us money.
Max, we gotta liven this place up. Nobody's dancing. I know. Have no fear, the Earthman is here. I'll have the neighbors complaining in no time. Howdy, duders.
Yo, look, it's Steve the Dweeb.
Not bad, Buckner. I'll bet you were up all night putting that sentence together. You must be exhausted. Why don't you sit down, but not too hard? You don't want to crush your brain.
Watch it, Urkel. The last guy who talked to me like that was Harvey Garvey.
No, you two guys put the ick in pathetic. Now, come on, guys. There's a bevy of beauties over there just waiting to be swept off their doctor's shoal. So what do you say, Bunsters? Let's dance.
Case in point, we found it on Hulu. Look at the artwork.
There he is.
Steve Urkel, huge. He is as large in the artwork as the entire rest of the cast is, which features, like 8 people? He gets a disproportionate amount of screen time and credit.
Oh, he is. He's a total cutie. I could see why young me had a crush on him.
I don't think, and please write in, leave voice messages, I don't think the cultural conversation about Steve Urkel was about having a crush on him, so that's interesting.
He's a cutie.
So Carl Winslow has just used an air horn to get his family to quiet down.
I like this grandmom's energy. What's her name?
Probably Grandmom. Oh, I don't know any character's name on this
Excellent.
show, Kate. You know whose name I know? Steve Urkel.
Tyler, why would you say this is the Full House intro?
Okay, I have a grievance to air while the theme song is playing, and I'm going to have to play the theme song in the episode. Again, it was already at the beginning. At work the other day, we were doing a little trivia contest, and they play a theme song from a show, and you have to guess what song it is. You also have to call an extension to get through to do it, so it's like a radio show, caller number 6 or whatever. And I do this every week, and I never get to call in. Wait, all right, so Steve Urkel's playing the accordion wildly in the intro, and it was this song, and I was the caller, and I was like, Full House. And of course, it was Family Matters, and everybody roundly mocked me, and I deserved it, because Full House is very iconic.
And this is very funky and fun.
However, I'm going to play both theme songs here. Here's Family Matters.
'Cause all I see is a tower of dreams, real love bursting out of every scene. Days go by, it's the bigger love of the family.
Okay, now here's Full House.
Everywhere you look, when you're lost out there and you're all alone, life is waiting to carry you home. Everywhere you look.
They have the same vocalist
All right, fine.
Same vocalist. So that raspy, it was the quality of the vocals that got. I still deserve to be mocked. I understand.
You do.
But this is great. Got great little
All right,
plucky
so far
piano.
this does feel grounded in reality, right? It's just a family trying to decide where they're going to go on vacation.
Yeah, very realistic. Steve Urkel, other than in the opening credits, has not appeared yet. You know what I think it was about the Steve Urkel doll? It's kind of like us. When our nieces and nephews come to visit, there's nothing kid-friendly here. There's nothing fun. This was the same way when I go visit my aunt. There was no kid stuff there. She was childless. And so that was like the only toy. And maybe that's why we were so obsessed with it.
We're at like a high school party. There's a big punch bowl at this high school party, and all these boys are like, yeah, we should spike this punch. And this kid has like a trench coat on, and it is just full of tiny liquor bottles. I'm really digging this look of bike shorts and a velvet duster.
It's pretty cool.
It's shocking. Laura's like, I don't need to drink to have fun, but everybody who's drunk looks like they're having a pretty good time. And she's got her arms crossed in the corner. How old is Jaleel White here? He looks so young.
Okay, Steve Urkel was born... Yeah, Jaleel White was born in 1976. This is 1990. So the doll actually came out around season 2, which is this, or 3. His voice is pretty high-pitched.
Now point your fingers up to the sky and talk through your nose way up high. Spin and dip and jump and cavort and finish it off with a laugh and snort.
Here's the Urkel dance. This was a novelty song hit.
It seems like a great line dance. Why have we never done this at a wedding?
I mean, they've completely ground the episode to a halt to do this
absolutely.
choreographed...
Yep, there's no plot here. It's just Jaleel White dancing, and I'm here for it.
With everybody, not everybody, but an entire crew of backup dancers.
What's his name? Waldo or Willie? I can't remember.
The bully.
The bully has spiked Urkel's punch. The Cupid Shuffle has nothing on the Urkel dance. I will learn the Urkel dance, and I can't do it for the podcast because I never want my face or corporeal form to be associated with the podcast. But just imagine me doing the Urkel dance. I'm concerned because I think I have Urkel energy. Got big Urk energy. Just imagine, though, that you are Jaleel White. You have been cast as like a bit player on a sitcom, and you're like, okay, yeah, this is pretty good for me, but then you ham it up so much that it becomes the Jaleel White show, the Urkel show.
But I think he has a complicated relationship with this character. I mean, this is it.
Yeah, that's true.
He's stuck. He's saddled with Urkel for life.
I mean, does he do okay, do you think?
I think so. I mean, the fact that he's revived it lately, I think there was probably a time where he never really was able to be in anything else.
Do you think he wanted to?
I hope he got paid.
If I could make a one-hit wonder character and just reap monetary benefits for the rest of my life, you'd best believe I would quit acting.
You're assuming
voluntarily
that he got paid well, which I hope he did.
I hope so. Let's see. Jaleel White net worth. Oh no. About the dangers of drinking. A good cautionary tale about the dangers of teen drinking.
And he didn't even drink on purpose. He doesn't even know that he's been drinking.
Yeah. So he's now balancing on the ledge. He's right on the edge of death because he had one sip of alcohol. It's over. Oh God, he went over he's fallen down. Oh no, he's okay. He's fine.
He's like dangling from a ledge. And the audience is yucking it up. They're really laughing at him as he hangs from the edge.
Oh my God, his net worth is $8 million. He's fine. He's doing great. He's a screenwriter.
You know, I just assume, though, that he got into acting.
He went on to appear in 204 of the show's 215 episodes. At the peak of the show, Jaleel earned roughly $180,000 per episode, roughly $4 million per season. After adjusting for inflation, it's roughly $7 million per season.
All right, he did good. Good for him. I'm happy for Jaleel.
I'm happy for Jaleel.
If what he wanted was to be filthy, stinking rich. Steve Urkel's in mortal danger as we return from the commercial break. This seems like a very complicated set for this episode.
Oh, yeah.
They've got this ledge. So maybe this isn't the best example of how grounded and realistic this show was in its early seasons. The aunt character, who is like the party planner here, Aunt Rachel, is to get to Steve walking across a clothesline like a tightrope because it's the only way to save him.
Could she not grab these absolutely massive suspenders to help him?
Oh.
You know? She was really struggling to grab his sweater. You know, could she not just haul him up by the suspenders? They seem sturdy.
Oh, look, the bullies can't get busted by the police for possession because they've drank every last one of those little bottles. There's none left.
We've crossed into the very special episode territory where it's like, drinking is not cool, it's dangerous. I do kind of like this dad, though.
He's
Carl.
great.
I just chuckled. There we go.
You know, it's great. Maybe this is a factor of our age. The scene with the parents is the funniest scene in the whole show. The scene with none of the children, no Steve Urkel. It's just so weird that this 15-year-old has a hangover, and that's much of the humor of this episode right now.
I do love that he calls this neighbor man Carl. He's just...
Harriet, that hair, that dress. If Carl knew what I was thinking right now, he'd arrest me. BG.
BG?
Well, big guy, of course. Hey, are you losing weight?
A little.
Turn sideways. Uh-oh, where'd you go?
So this is like a couple years later, right? They all work at this hot dog restaurant called the Mighty Weenie. I'm confused. Look at that kid with a mullet. Brighton McClure. He's got a mullet. Oh God, did the grandma die? No, there she is. Thank God.
Phew, she's in the intro, don't worry.
I actually think I own those pants that Steve Urkel's wearing.
Uh-oh.
They're like a wide leg, dark yellow, kind of mustardy color. Oh no.
Highly cuffed.
I just really laughed.
That was a good joke.
So Laura is like, Steve, why are you the way you are? You're like so clumsy and inept and awful. And he's like, it may have to do with the night before I was conceived. A road flare went off in my father's pocket.
That was a good joke.
That was a good joke. I'm glad that this daddy is getting some applause when he comes in.
Oh, yeah.
He's really stolen the show for me, honestly, more than Steve Urkel.
The mom's getting it, too. They each had a good entrance here.
The dad is in such a good mood because he hasn't seen Steve Urkel for 7 days.
Steve Urkel just walking around in a lab coat with a, steaming, blue, liquid-filled Erlenmeyer flask.
I hate this show. It's making me laugh, though.
So Steve Urkel is editing his genes?
Yeah.
I think seeing this at a young age may have altered my ideas about science.
Do you think that Jaleel White ever wished that he could, give a performance with range? You know?
Wait till he drinks this elixir, Kate.
All right, so he's imbibed the elixir.
It's going to multiply his cool gene. And his, physical performance of, transforming is making the audience lose their minds.
Oh no, he's shedding the suspenders. So he's transformed into Stefan Urkel, which is just Steve Urkel with no glasses. This outfit that I guess Laura's friend or boyfriend Eddie
That's
is wearing.
That's her brother, Eddie.
That her brother Eddie is wearing is just, it's so bizarre. It's like what Robin Hood would wear to a party. He's got a green vest and a brown flowy shirt. Is Stefan Urkel just Jaleel White after he's making $180,000 an episode? Is he not
cool.
acting? Steve Urkel went from being a nerd to becoming Stefan Urkel, a complete sex pest.
He is harassing everyone.
Everyone at this party, including Carl. Equal opportunity.
The problem is he's sexually harassing everyone, but everyone's really into it.
This is the tamest house party I've ever seen.
Well, Carl Winslow
That's true.
has set strict rules.
Good for Carl. Carl's a great parent. So's Harriet. Wish the grandma was at this house party, though. Who's that 40-year-old woman in the back?
Listen, casting extras to play teens who don't have the actual teen restrictions on their working hours is tough, I'm sure. Oh no, the audience is going to rip the seats out.
They're going to tear this soundstage apart brick by brick.
So Stefan, oh wow. Stefan and Laura are passionately making out now, and the audience is going absolutely wild.
All right, so Stefan is incredibly vain, right? We've learned that even though he's so attractive and so suave, he's just super vain. All he talks about is his clothes and does he look better at, this weight or 1 pound heavier, That's just a Necco wafer. He just ate a Necco wafer.
The antidote to the cool serum. It literally looked like a pink Necco wafer. It probably is. I mean, talk about range. He got to be Steve Urkel for part of the episode. He got to be Stefan Urkel. And he twice got to do this bizarre transformation thing where he uncontrollably wiggles around the set. And in the transformation back, he just said 3 out of the 4 catchphrases his doll says.
What happened?
In scientific terms or layman's terms?
Layman's.
We're teeny.
You idiot!
Now, Carl, there's no reason to get short with me. Okay, poor choice of words. Oh, I'm sorry, big guy. I mean, former big guy, little big guy. You know what I mean.
Steve, this is the worst thing that you have ever done to me. This is even worse than your propane nose hair trimmer.
Now that's not fair, because after your blisters healed, you could whistle with your sinuses.
We're in season what? 7. Jaleel White looks ancient.
He's a full-grown adult now.
Yeah.
There's no questioning it.
And he, I guess, is still supposed to be playing a high schooler, right? Like,
I don't know if they address that. I mean, he even looks like he's buff. Look at his arms.
Yeah.
He's not lanky. He is tall, but
Yeah.
he's not like a noodle like he used to be. I think it's possible they let him grow up.
maybe, but the Winslows are supposed to be looking after him while his parents are in Russia.
Right, yeah, right.
Who's this small child that lives in their home? Is that like their whoopsie?
I guess so. I thought it was their nephew because the aunt was there, but he's just here.
Oh, there's Richard.
Yeah, it's their nephew. He just called him Uncle Carl.
Carl Winslow is hilarious. Actually steals the show more than Steve Urkel. So great, so funny, fabulous face.
So Steve Urkel has temporarily moved into the Winslow home here. I wonder if he ever moves out after this. Here's Steve Urkel singing a beer barrel polka.
I feel like you and Steve Urkel would have gotten along great. That's just a porta potty.
Steve Urkel has just a large chamber of some sort in the Winslow kitchen.
Ooh, poison sumacs, no joke.
Steve Urkel no longer needs to drink a potion to become Stefan Urkel. He has this large, what you call the porta potty, chamber that he can go in and then emerge.
All right, so Steve Urkel's porta potty has shrunk Carl Winslow and Steve Urkel down to the size of like G.I. Joes. This is terrible.
I can't believe they've done this. I just love that they must have had to make a giant can of Pringles, a giant matchbox, a big breadcrumb made out of styrofoam. I bet you didn't expect to see a tiny Steve Urkel trapped in a Pringles can.
No.
When we started this recording.
They're just eating these enormous Pringles.
Why would they sleep together under the same piece of cheese?
You and I would be very happy under the same piece of cheese.
Yes, you and I are a married couple. This is Carl Winslow and his annoying neighbor, Steve Urkel.
The cat puppet is hilarious.
Are they having an emotional catharsis while still tiny?
Yeah, come on, haven't you ever had a nice conversation with your fatherly figure neighbor on a matchbox when you're 6 inches tall?
Family Matters is a Miller Boyette production in association with Lorimar Television and is distributed by Warner Brothers Domestic Television Distribution.
So, did any goodwill you had
Yes.
from the first 2 episodes evaporate in that absolutely bonkers?
That was too much for me.
And that's only season 7, like...
Where do we go from there?
I think that's about as nuts as it gets. Okay, Kate, keeping in mind the earlier 2 episodes, what's your review of Family Matters?
All right, I liked the earlier episodes. I like it because it's like a nice, it's just like a family doing family stuff. I like that. It's got a really strong cast, right? Like I felt like I couldn't find a weak cast member in there.
Yeah, mom and dad are great.
Yeah,
Grandma was
great.
funny.
Yeah.
We saw, mostly for the kids, we saw Laura. Mm-hmm. She was a good foil to the great Jaleel White.
So I liked that. It was actually pretty funny. Like I think the dad is actually funnier than Steve Urkel in a lot of ways. I think Steve Urkel is silly, but not.
Well, Steve Urkel's annoying.
Funny.
You know? It's too much.
I
think in his originally intended small doses, he'd be fine.
Yeah, I think my childhood crush on Steve Urkel was maybe a mistake, and now I have a crush on the dad.
It's fair.
He'll make you trail mix, It was entertaining, but I don't think I'd ever watch more.
It's just so fascinating how I know when you make 200 plus episodes, I mean, eventually you run out of ideas, but just how insane that they got there. It's unbelievable that they shrunk themselves down through some dubious science. Anyway, that was a lot of fun. I mean, I laughed the most at that one just because it was so crazy and bizarre, but I enjoyed all 3 of those too.
I think you liked seeing the camera work too.
Yeah,
Innovative.
Yeah, it was cool. I always get confused when they do this on a sitcom because I'm like, okay, so if they're normally in front of a studio audience, is this just fake? Do they show the footage to an audience? It's a great relic of this era. Tell us what to watch next week. Go watch Family Matters if you've never seen it or you haven't seen it in a while. And I recommend you do what we did and start early and pick a few and work your way up. We were just flipping through the episode descriptions. It looks like there's another one where Steve Urkel's ventriloquist dummy of himself comes to life, which sounds almost inspired by our doll.
Kind of, yeah, right?
So who knows? And the preview for it looked like they were clay animated or something, but I don't know. It bears further investigation. Tune in next time. We'll be back next week. Find us on social media. Go to Not-Stalgia.org. Leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts. Thanks.
Friday on TGIF, it's a house full of Urkels. In Carl's nightmare about the future,
Laura married Steve Urkel?
all new Family Matters.
Heat it up.
Then the wildest things happen when the kids are left home alone.
Just won $680.
Let it ride!
All new Boy Meets World on TGIF Friday.